6. The 85th anniversary starts now. Let's go build a PA and a light system. There was the bunk from last night. Trailer is set up. Let's go do this.
So I've been away here in Florida. I'm finally back in Indiana, and it's time to edit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
I need to figure out where my crank stands are going to live here. Jeez. Thankfully, the ground is relatively dry here in Florida. It gets swampy really quick, and that's never fun.
Thankfully, the ground here has been dry for quite a while. It hasn't rained. This makes rolling casters on this ground much easier. I've had to do some shows here where rain comes in. Actually, last October, we had to carry everything into the tent. It was very miserable. This time around, I couldn't remember where everything went, and so the hands and I kind of quickly unloaded things, unfortunately in the wrong spot. So I've got stuff in a bunch of different places by accident because I had people to help me. So I just went, just put it there. Just put it here. Now I've got subs in my way. Crank stands are in the wrong position. So we got to move some truss, move our subs to get our crank stands in position for our 40-foot truss and PA lights. My crank stands, they work awesome. I forget what these are actually rated for. I'd have to look it back up. But these things are super light compared to others, very easy to move around, all steel, really nice to use. So these just get those in place, and now I can build around with my subs, get the truss across. Good spot to be in. This is always the first step, is making sure you know where the PA and the lighting is going to live. I like to make that my first decision so that way I can hand off other responsibilities to other people who are able to handle lighting and different signal flows. So right now, Chris is going to be hanging lights for me and running power cables to all the lights. I'm going to work on getting our power up and running. I start doing this basically as the second thing because if I can't get power, that means I need to phone a friend. Sometimes that means calling an electrician. Sometimes that means renting another generator. Sometimes that means calling the generator company and telling them that the generator doesn't start and I need another one. One thing after another. Power is a priority to establish very soon in the setup.
Hey, Dylan!
Yep.
Are we having fun yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chicken.
This is the first day, not even the first day of shows, and we're already losing our mind. So while he is still hanging and getting power to our lights, I am working on the signal flow, our DMX signal. DMX is the 1 and 0 protocol that sends signals to our lighting. This is what identifies the lights and tells them to turn blue, yellow, green, or move left and right. It's important to make sure that you have full control of your lighting before you raise the truss. I'll be using a laptop and a 2-universe DMX adapter to just get us a little bit of signal. Identify that everything's working the way it should before we raise this truss. If you've ever been on a show and raised and lowered a truss 2 or 3 times, it sucks. The mission today is to basically get a sound system up and running and a light system working. So we don't have to be completely 100%, but the mission is to be ready to do a show tomorrow afternoon. So today we'll do line checks, check lighting. When the sun falls, I will actually program some more lights myself, and we will make sure that things are sounding and looking good for noon tomorrow. We will start a national anthem and have our first band up. The first band's kind of cool because we'll get to do somewhat of a line check and sound check. The 2 remaining bands after that are just throw and go. Like, it is literally throw people up on stage, plug them in, plug bass guitar into the bass line and so on, and just start. Monitor World will be a Behringer Wing compact. We will have 5 passive mixes powered by QSC power, going through JBL MTX 800 monitors. I really like the Behringer Wing. It's growing on me. If I wasn't so blessed and lucky to have an HD out front, I could definitely get the job done on a Behringer wing.
Have anything from Florida on here? Andrew Rickman.
Bike week.
$10.18. Okay, yeah. Channel 1 was giving us issues, it looks like.
So last time I was here, we had issues with channel 1, 10, and a couple others. Unfortunately, my nice whirlwind snake is giving me problems. I have a 24 channel backup seismic audio split snake that unfortunately that's what we will use to do this show.
I think I labeled it.
I will actually make sure that we pin out the Behringer wing the same way as front of house, because sometimes I use the iPad and I look at both desks. So we will save some presets and rearrange inputs to match front of house. This is a relatively inexpensive 8-channel snake. Basically, this is going to give me the outputs from my Behringer wing down to my power amps. We will have 5 separate mixes for my JBL MTX 800 series monitors. And for my Behringer wing, it will get input from the seismic split, but locally in the built-in 24-channel preamps. Out front, I have the Heritage HD. This console is by far my favorite console now. I genuinely love this desk. So we've got 2 Ethernet cables running in right now, and that runs our 48 inputs into the console. Because I'm relying on my backup seismic snake today, we won't be able to use all of it, but we'll do 24 channels in. This desk sounds great. It's super clean. The effects and the processing on this thing are ridiculous. I've only tapped the surface of it. On it is insane. By far the clearest sounding desk I've worked on. It really is. It's awesome. So we've got 2 Ethernet cables here. These 2 Ethernet cables are going to connect to my preamps on stage, my stage box. I'm running one DL251, so I have 48 inputs coming into this console. I'm only using 3 outputs, left, right, mono, for my rig. And then I do have one of the smaller blue boxes for the wing, but we actually didn't use it. Now, I have already made a mistake, and you could probably tell I'm way too close to the PA. I personally like to be a little further back. I want to hear left and right side of the PA, and I'm kind of right there on that threshold where I can barely hear both sides, but like my dominant ear is going to hear more of the left or more of the right. So anyways, we are a little close to the rig because I had help.
I may have unloaded and thrown all of this up here a little too fast while I had help.
While I had people to lift cases and push things, they set this up for me, and now it's kind of here. I really should have slowed down and said, hey guys, everyone grab a corner and pull this all back.
I got an acre back here I could have used.
That guy screaming in the background is how I felt, but this is the NX Wing, so this is going to be my DMX output device, my lighting controller. The same laptop I tested with will plug into this, and I totally could just use my little DMX dongle that I showed you earlier, but I like physical buttons, so this is nice because there's a rate master dial, faders. It just feels better to use this. So I have that all set up. Let's take a look at Voodoo Vibe.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be. It's gonna be.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I like to play, so I know my stuff working right. Yeah, a little Van Morrison, some light stuff out the box. We're gonna go some blues, man.
Make your way back into the big top. We've got another round with the sheepdogs.
Let's take a look at our headliner. I saved some secret sauce for them. This is Hypersona. They are a three-piece band here where the drummer will sing most of the songs. Take a look.
Thanks for making it to the end of this video. I hope you guys find another one. Take care.